What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Combo Clinic, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, but in particular, villain characters. So, we know we need a villain team. We got too many bad guys. We only got one villain. So, we got to fill that shit out. So, I'm here to talk about that. So, here we go. So, if you guys like this type of video, hit the like and subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let's get to it. So, we already have Doctor Doom as the villain character. He's fucking the leader. Okay, cool. So who do I feel would be the other three characters to join Doctor Doom? So I'll say this. First and foremost, I think Thanos is probably going to be in the game. I will be shocked if Thanos is not part of the team villain or whatever they're going to call it. All right? Second character, Loki. I feel that Loki, he's a popular character. I kind of feel like he's probably going to be in this game. I would be surprised if he's not, if that makes sense. I'll be surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be Loki kind of shocked if he's not in the game. The third character is interesting. I don't want to go like full chalk, but I kind of feel like I'm gonna have to go chalk on this one, and that would be Ultron. I kind of feel like it makes too much sense not to have Ultron in the game. Cool. It makes too much sense. All right. Now let's get to the big elephant in the room. Magneto. Do I think he will be in this game? Yes. Somehow, some way, he will be in this game because it's too much money to be made off of Magneto being in this game. And leaving too much money on the table if he's not in the game. So what I think will happen, either he will be base roster or DLC. One way or another, Magneto will be on this roster before the end of this year. And if he isn't, I'm shocked. Or he will be on the rosters next year. But either way, I think Magneto will be on this roster. It's too much money to be made. I think he'll be DLC. I'm not gonna lie. So it's too much money not to leave on the table. So I think either base roster or DLC for sure. Magneto will be in this game. I'll be shocked if he's not. I'm not gonna lie. So now let's go to Sabretooth. Sabretooth makes sense because he is obviously an arch nemesis of Wolverine. Kind of makes sense. So if that happened, I wouldn't be mad at that. Okay, it makes sense. Now, the next one I want to bring up is more of for business and marketing purposes because of what is happening in September. So in September, what games coming out in September? Insomniac, Marvel, Wolverine. And if you watch the trailer, there was two specific bad guys within the trailer. Mystique and Omega Red. So if it happened, I won't be mad at it, but I will understand why you did it. Because not too many people know about Omega Red. So it would be a good way to introduce him in Marvel's Tokon Fighting Souls. So we did go play Wolverine game. You know exactly who that is. You're not gonna be shocked when you see this guy with tentacles, like fucking Wolverine up. You're not gonna be shocked that who's this? You would know Omega Red. You know what I mean? So from business and marketing standpoint, if Omega Red did pop up and show up in this game, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I would know why you did it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Wouldn't be mad, but I know why you did this. You know what I mean? So that's Omega Red. Now let's move on to some off-kilter characters. Lady Deathstrike. I don't think she's ever been in a fighting game before. I could be wrong. I've never seen her fighting game before. So that would be like a nice little pull. Now, if you were to bring in Deadpool or Daredevil at some point, I would like Wilson Fisk in the game. Because right now you only have one big body roller guy, and that is Hulk right now. So I would imagine he's not going to be the only one in the game with that type of big ass build, like Potemkin from Guilty Gear Strive. So I would imagine they probably at least want one more big character like Hulk, and I would say Wilson Fisk. You know what I mean? So those would be like my guys that I would think about as far as villains. Now, do I think you'll get an Apocalypse? No, you're not getting that. Now, here's another one you might get. You might get like a Sinister. You know what I mean? You might be able to pull that. But outside of that, I was like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to pull some stuff like that. But so the ones that I named before with on Doctor Doom's team, Thanos, Ultron, Loki. I think 2 out of 3 they're probably not being there. And I would say either Magneto for either base roster or DLC. Then the other 2, Sabretooth, the Lady Deathstrike, Omega Red. If he shows up, that's before that's for business and marketing purposes because he's in Spider-Man. He's not in Spider-Man. Wolverine coming out in September. So I won't be mad at it, but like I said before, I know why he did it. And maybe like I said, a Wilson Fisk. So those would be my villain characters. So just to round everything out, the last 4, who would I pick? Here's an interesting thought I had. Now, of course they won't do it, but if they did do this, it would literally be perfect. So if you watch Deadpool and Wolverine, you already have a team in place already. It makes perfect sense. And you can put Gambit in the game. You'll have Gambit in the game. It makes perfect sense. That's why they want to do it. So remember in the movie, you had Elektra, Gambit, Blade, and X-23. So Elektra, whatever, I don't care. But Deadpool, Gambit, Blade, and X-23. Boom. That's the 14. So whatever you want, like Deadpool's like miscreants or whatever you want to call that fucking team Deadpool or some goofy ass name that Deadpool would give his team. So you have a 4 right there, and plus get Gambit in the game, which is a character everybody wants in the game. So it's right there if you want it. If Sony, Arc Systems, and Marvel wants it. But they're probably going to get some off-kilter characters that we've never heard before. Like, who the fuck is this shit? But if you wanted to make a 14, the Deadpool team, just literally get the characters from the Deadpool and Wolverine film. The team. Outside of Elektra. Everybody else, put them in Deadpool. Boom. This is the Deadpool team. There you go. Makes perfect sense. So, other than that, that's pretty much it. That's just my thoughts. And like I said before, we're going to learn more. I think we're going to learn the rest of the roster on June 2nd. That's when the State of Play happens. That's an hour long. So I'm feeling we're going to learn pretty much who else is in the game. Because the game comes out. So June, July, August, the game comes out in simply 2 months. To like 2.5 months. So we have to know who else is in the game. We can't just like skip it anymore. We gotta find this shit out. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. So other than that, thank you guys again for watching. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what characters you want, you don't want. And that's pretty much it. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.